What's going on, guys? Back with yet a couple more tickers that I'm going to be watching for tomorrow. We have it's earnings seasons. Earnings season is fully amongst us, as you guys will see with Netflix. Sympathy plays like Roku and Disney. Without further ado, let's get into it. First off, just want to say this is for educational purposes only, and I or no one at Optic Options is a regulated or a financial advisor. So with that out of the way, let's talk the market overall. So as you guys see here, market's at 379, 379.05. Tomorrow we have inauguration, or it's inauguration week, so we're going to be transitioning into a Biden administration tomorrow. So once that's like official and his hand shook and he's in the Oval Office, watch a lot of energy. Some tickers maybe for that would be like SBE, Tesla, stuff along those lines where clean energy is the new wave, and they're really going to push that. Even though they're not doing the new Green Deal, they're doing something very similar. Next, look at ADD here. ADD is middle of the range here. Not too concerned until we get above this 2,000 level or below the 2,000 level. I tend to look for reversals, but we are in good shape there with ADD. Next, apps. APPS pulled back to the 50. On this, and it's holding it multi-day. This 50% fib was 55.43. I'm going to be taking it over 61 for the all-time high break, as you see here, 61.24. We pulled back hard, failed to break, pull, and then we can maybe see a continuation up on APPS. It's a little bit of a slow mover, but the premiums do pay. Premiums are really cheap. Reminds me of how MU trades. Next, really liking this. BYND is Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat is really setting up here since the Taco Bell news that occurred here. So we obviously got to run up to this 145 level, and if you guys look at the 184 hour, that's a key level, as you guys can see right here. 145 reject, 145, 146 reject, 147 is the more clean play. But if you look at the premiums here, if you can catch a $3-4 move, you're going to be making about 50%. So, I mean, $3, 5 to 7. So, I mean, that pays relatively really well. Spreads can get a little out of hand sometimes. They look decent here, but just keep that in mind. Next, GHIV. GHIV is a SPAC. So, it's a SPAC, and the merger vote is tomorrow, the 20th. So keep this on watch. I expect to spike when it happens, and it's merging with United Wholesale, or United Wholesale Mortgage. So yeah, it's currently at the bottom of this trend, and yeah, I'm liking to play it above 13.5. I'm already in it about 1,000 shares, so about $10,000, $13,000 worth. Next, JMIA held the 50% retracement as well, setting up almost identical to apps. I just have my alert set for 47.88, and now let's get into the really interesting stuff. So as you guys see here, Netflix had a crazy day. Netflix Q4 EPs 1.19 versus the estimate of 1.38. Q4 revenue was 6.64 billion compared to 6.63 billion. And they added a lot of subscribers. Netflix Q4 streaming paid net change of 8.51 million. Netflix shares extend 7% after hours. And the big takeaway is Netflix will have exciting news about the Bridgerton later this week on Netflix. So even more catalyst potentially. Now you have to think about it. Is it factored in? Since we're probably about 12% after hours, I would say yes. But the nice thing, so as you guys see here, huge earnings beat. Buyers are stepping in. Broke out of this 4-hour wedge, and the all-time high level is what I care about the most, is 575. Now let's talk about the fibs here and what I did. I'll do it again. I'll just delete it. Okay, so when we go to the fibs here, if you guys can't tell here, 459 and 558 are two places where it's been consolidating through. Now for this purpose, I'm going to use the all-time high because I think we're going to gap up over everything. I think we're going to gap up probably 570. You have to keep in mind a lot of upgrades can be coming because there's so much catalyst and so much buying pressure. So I'm going to go from the bottom of this range where we bounced 3 times of 460 all the way up to 570. And when we attach the fibs to that, here are my PTs for tomorrow. PT number 1 is the negative 23.6, which is right at 600. So when we talk about the fibs, you guys got to keep in mind, we want to be out before the first fib hits and then get back in. So expect 600 to be a wall. So maybe start scaling out 595, 597, or whatever. Or if you're playing next week's, you can take the risk, but a pullback on this week's will hurt bad. So just keep that in mind. And then the next one's 645. So that's my fib levels on it. I'm taking it over the highs, or I'm taking it a pull to the 50 off the pre-market data. Next, real. Very strong close today. Over 29 is the buy point, and over 29 target 30.5, which is the all-time high. This is a 13% short interest, so that's why it's on watch. As you guys see, I have my alert set right there. Next, Roku. Tried to trade this today. I ended up not getting filled, but it's all good. Tried trading it off the open here, and premiums went from, when I watched, they went from $8 to $14 in 5 minutes. So, with that being said, a lot of opportunity here. Flagging after hours with the all-time high of 443. Might see some even more upgrades. Roku has been on a tear recently, so I obviously like Netflix more than this, but they are in the same sector, therefore it is making new all-time highs after earnings. Some fibs I got on it are, let's see here, fibs I got 458 and 492. Sfix, this is what I just absolutely botched today. Over all-time highs, we're going to do the fib right here, so it's from today to the close, 87.37 and 91.53. So 87 and 92 are the next PTs, unless we get a pull to the 80, which would be your buy point, because that's what the 50% fib is. Last two, SKLZ has some catalyst, or maybe, let's see, Cancord announces $32 price target, so yeah, it does have some catalyst here, making new all-time highs after hours as well. And yeah, I'm really liking this for an equity play. Fibs for me are 28.7 and 30.08. Next, like I said, with this new administration, Tesla is not to be slept on. Tesla levels I'm watching for the upside is 860, 862. If we can break that, 870, and then if we're in over 870, likely we're going to see all-time highs, likely we're going to see 900 plus. So yeah, without further ado, guys, that was what I'm watching for tomorrow. If you guys are interested, hop into Discord. We're active mostly for the morning, and then we create a lot of good content in there just for them. So without further ado, guys, thanks for tuning in. Let's print tomorrow, and thanks for watching. Peace.